Ghana, and they are making no secret of that as they come into the ring with the flag, the music, and he gets ready to once again do battle for a world title. He won the WBC Featherweight title and defended that 6 times. He had the WBC Junior Lightweight title, the Super Featherweight title, which he's contesting for tonight. He defended that 8 times. He is a man who years and years ago fought Salvador Sanchez, lost, took the fight on short notice, and Dave, Salvador Sanchez says this man has the chance to be one of the greats, and he has been.
He was right, and that Sanchez fight actually did launch Azumah Nelson. Since then, throughout all those years, we've never seen him ducking fights, always in there in tough competition, numerous title fights, and somebody who has been a real credit to the sport after all these years.
Fought Salvador Sanchez in July of 1982, lost by TKO in the 15th round, went on to win a WBC title from Wilfredo Gomez in San Juan, Gomez's hometown, and since then, he has been a good one. It's colorful in the ring tonight, and you see that Azumah Nelson has got his own cheerleaders, and they are getting him revved up for this bout with Gabriel Ruelas. That's an impressive record, 17-2-2 in world title bouts.
This atmosphere is what the professional ranks should be like in the Olympics here. You're getting all the cross-cultural situations here. Everybody has got their nationalism, their flag, their anthem, and their hero.
And coming in now, and he will receive quite a reception from this crowd, Gabriel Ruelas, trained by Joe Goosen, part of the Goosen stable from Ted Goose Boxing. He and his brother Rafael both went on to win world titles. Rafael has since lost his. He is here working on the foreign broadcast, we might add. And here is young Gabriel Ruelas, who makes this walk to the ring after having won his last fight in a manner that, as we've already chronicled, was very difficult for him in beating Jimmy Garcia in May. He must not only conquer those demons, he must also know that he is walking in to face a man who beat him once before. He has defended his WBC title twice. This will be his 3rd defense. He beat Freddie Liberatore in January, knocked him out in 2 rounds. That was his first title defense. He is a young man who almost everyone thought would be a great fighter. He is at least close to that at the age of 25. And as he walks in to defend his Junior Lightweight Championship, you feel that there's another demon that he's exercising tonight, and that is the demon of Azumah Nelson, because he feels he should never have lost that first fight.
No, and in that respect, it may have done him, in the long run, a world of good for what he discovered about himself during that fight. How he believes he came of age during that competition. Now it's almost 3 years later, the boy has become a man.
He has indeed done that. He won the title from Jesse James Leon, a fight no one thought he could possibly win.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated, along with your undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser, this Bud's for you, present the featured bout of the evening. This contest is sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. Chairman William Eastman, Vice Chairman NFL Hall of Famer Willie Buchanan, Commissioners at ringside Andrew Kim and Cal Soto, Executive Officer Richard DeCure. The 3 physicians in attendance are Dr. Robert Carnes, Dr. Adam Carnes, and Dr. Howard Baer, and the timekeeper is Debbie Garcia. This bout is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Council. In attendance at ringside, WBC President, celebrating his 20th anniversary, Jose Suleiman. Supervisors for the WBC are Bobby Lee and Haig Kelligan. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system are Angel Luis Guzman, Carol Castellano, and Daniel Van de Wiel. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, working for the 91st time in a World Championship bout, referee Marty Denkin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Fantasy Springs Casino here in Indio, California, let's get ready of boxing for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold trimmed with green and red and weighing in at 130 pounds. He comes to us from Ghana with a professional record of 37 victories, 26 by KO, with only 3 defeats and 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, the former 3-time champion of the world, the Professor Azumah. The red corner. His opponent also weighing in at 130 pounds. Now living and fighting out of Azumah, California, he brings a record of 41-2, 23 by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting a native son of Mexico, the WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Gabriel Ruelas.
Short but sweet from Marty Denkin. And you see the trainers leave. That's Joe Gleason on the side there leaning in to Gabriel. That is Gabe, who has not cracked a smile, has not looked very loose, truthfully. Across the way of Azumah Nelson. Seemed fairly happy and stoked and just enjoying the moment as he came in the ring. Doesn't necessarily mean, however, that he'll perform that way.
Well, usually when fighters are that happy and not loose, they don't perform well.
There's the hook getting in from Gabriel. That is true, though. Their first match, it was a 12-round decision. It went to Nelson. Ruelas said afterwards he thought he was much too timid. He's not starting out timid in this fight, is he?
Now starting with the wide shots here. Maybe he'll establish the jab. The winning shots over the top, but still not as wide as their first shot. The first fight he was all over the place with that.
You get the feeling he wants to go to the body more against Azumah Nelson as well. Our third man with us here at ringside, Oscar De La Hoya, the WBO and IBF lightweight champion. Of course, you fought Rafael, his brother. Rafael made the mistake. Oh, there goes Gabriel. I was just going to say, Rafael made the mistake of being too aggressive against you. Maybe Gabriel made the same mistake against Nelson. He gets whacked with a right hand and sent down. Let's see if Nelson can follow up.
It's been a pattern of some fights early for him to get in some early difficulty before he finds himself. And again, the wide shots.
He is taking all kinds of chances. And Oscar, I'll go to you. Rafael came in very aggressively against you. That's what Gabriel has done here, and he's paid for it.
One thing that's happening is Gabriel's opening himself too much. He's too wild, and Azumah Nelson's going to take advantage of that situation. I hope Gabriel Ruelas has recovered from that shot, and hopefully we'll see a good long fight.
Well, we'll see. It was a flash knockdown, but it was a nice punch by Nelson. There's no question Gabriel Ruelas looks wild in this first round. And one of the things that has made him different than Rafael, who certainly is a fine fighter and was a fine fighter, though Raf was given the wildness. Gabriel Ruelas, less so in his professional career, but not off this performance.
No, he's really big-time wild in the later stages of this round here. Sweeping shots with the right hand. He needs to settle down, start it with the jab. The power can come off the jab. He doesn't have to start the lead punches with the looping action. He pays again.
Could he be overly aggressive and too emotional here? Seconds remaining in round one, a round in which, surprisingly, Gabriel Ruelas was sent to the canvas by 37-year-old Azumah Nelson, who looks like a poised veteran.
And again,
Little Caesars needs a celebrity for the new stuff.
You're better off on the inside, moving in, not swinging louder, but moving in behind good, tight hands, man. That's how you're going to challenge him. They move in behind good, tight hands. Try to get him long like you're doing. And he'll catch it. Use your strength here. You got more strength.
Ruelas opening up with the wide shots here, leaving himself open as he follows Nelson. That time, he did not pay for it. This time, he did.
As we head into round two, excellent corner work by Joe Goosen, because he reminded him what it appeared the game plan was. To go in with your hands close, get on the inside, and then use your strength to work to the body and head. Don't throw wild punches from the outside. He reminded Ruelas of what they really had planned to do against Nelson. In any case, Azumah Nelson, the two-time world champion, shows you at the age of 37, he's still got some pop in that right hand.
Well, the professor had himself a nice first round. We'll see what adjustments are made here.
And Ruelas is doing exactly what he did in the first round, the opposite of what Goosen told him. He's still throwing the wild shots on the outside.
He is seeing the opening out there and a little too anxious. When you jab, you are working for your opening. You're trying to create it. When you throw the bomb from outside, you're rolling the dice, trying to get it right now.
See, and he could work his way inside if he used those tight hands that Joe Goosen's talking about.
And then that hook would score as well. It would be shorter, it would be more compact, and it would be far more effective.
In any case, for Azumah Nelson, he could not have drawn up a first round or round and a half that would have gone as well as this one. Gabriel Ruelas appearing tight, and that tightness contributed. There's the uppercut on the inside by Ruelas.
When a fighter gets in that kind of problem early the knockdown, the best thing is to try and start over, get the jab working, regroup. It's a long fight. You're 12 years younger. Figure that will play into it. But it hasn't been that way quite so in round two here for Ruelas.
Again, the wild punch. And Nelson is throwing very good counter punches. Even the ones that are missing are coming very, very close when Ruelas comes in lunging. Well, Rafael Ruelas not only lost to Oscar De La Hoya, but lost the subsequent fight. And so his career is not in the best of shape right now. And he is at ringside watching his brother, who's had a tough time here in this beginning stages of this fight against Azumah Nelson. We're in round two, about a half a minute left to go.
Nelson, in one sense, wants to load up and is waiting here, hoping that Ruelas opens up for him.
Good hook. Sends Ruelas back again. It's a very wild game, Ruelas, and shorter punching Azumah Nelson. There's the uppercut on the inside by Ruelas, but by and large, Azumah Nelson doing a good job of counterpunching. They're going to look out. The bell rang. Marty Deckard should be in there. I guess Marty didn't hear the...
He just made the indication that he's not hearing it.
He did not hear the bell, and there you see him. We're right next to the bell here. It is not that loud a bell, and the crowd was yelling, although we heard it pretty loud.
Nice boxing. You know, he tried to steal it right there. You won that round. He tried to steal it.
Nelson over the top, nice left hook, right hand driving Ruelas back. Couple shots there, Ruelas missing wildly, but there he ducked. Then landed a left hook. Later he would get inside and land an uppercut, which is what he would like to do more of in this fight. Now there's Nelson with his best action of the round. Unloading here, waiting for a mistake to pounce on.
We head into round three, and I think there was some interesting byplay. Even as we were doing the replay, I looked up in the corner of Ruelas with his trainer, Joe Goosen. A very concerned look in the face of Ruelas. Joe asked him, do you feel better on the inside or the outside? And he was shaking his head. He couldn't figure out where he felt better. And that's part of the problem here. Gabriel Ruelas is really discombobulated in there. That knockdown, I think, in round 1 shocked him. I dare say, I think he's a little embarrassed about the start of this fight. And on top of that, he's not sure what strategically will work. Well, so, except for that, everything's okay.
Basically, you hit on a couple of minor points that he like to adjust from.
Did I overstate the case, you think?
He wants to get the jab moving, but he is caught between styles, so he needs to first put a good minute together, then try to put a good round together, find what's comfortable. It's a long fight.
Or it can be anyway. We're in round 3. Gabriel Ruelas in the white trunks, the WBC Super Featherweight champion. Azumah Nelson, the former WBC Super Featherweight champion. They fought once before. Ruelas tried to lift the title from Nelson, lost a 12-round decision in what was a very strategic, almost chess game-like match between the two.
Very little here in the jabbing department. Ruelas shows a little bit of it there. If he gets back to that, does more of that, it can open up a lot more for him.
Oscar De La Hoya, why do you think Ruelas is reluctant to do what Joe Goosen told him? Move in on the inside behind a good defense and then work on the inside.
Well, I believe a big mistake that Gabriel Ruelas is making. He's loading up on his punches too much. He should go into throwing slow, soft combinations, and he'll land more against Azumah Nelson. He wants to knock him out. He wants to go for that knockout, and he's missing a lot of shots and leaving himself wide open.
In other fights, though, we've seen him do that in the first couple rounds and then adjust a little bit and get back into what works for him. Let's see if he does it here.
The left hook misses. Now Nelson has been economic on his punches. There's a nice right hand that may have stunned Nelson.
And that was thrown from a big distance, too.
And let us remember Azumah Nelson, who is 37 years of age, could well be susceptible to some power punches by Ruelas. But the 18-month layoff, while it could have an effect, at the very least for Nelson, during these early rounds when he would be susceptible, he's had the good round.
In the beginning of a fight, it has served as a regrouping aspect for him. If it comes back to bite him, it will be later.
Nelson missing some wild punches. And that will do it for the 3rd round. So Gabriel Ruelas comes out here for round 4 against Azumah Nelson. Ruelas is 12 years his junior at the age of 25, but Azumah Nelson likes to call himself the professor, and at times has been that to many, many fighters. He has faced the best in 2 weight divisions over the last 15 years, Azumah Nelson. Beat Wilfredo Gomez for a title. We said he lost to Salvador Sanchez along the way. Lost to Pernell Wilker in an excellent boxing match. Has beaten Juan Laporte, Jeff Fennick, and others. And so he's been in against the best, beaten many of the best, and as we said, had championships in 2 weight divisions.
And to talk about some of the parity in this division, he's got a draw and a loss against James Leija. Ruelas with a win over Leija, so Ruelas should be on top, right?
I don't think so. And yet, no. Now Nelson moving him back and throwing good body punches.
Well, if he stays out of trouble, Ruelas really can succeed at wearing Nelson down. He needs to slow himself down first before he slows Nelson down.
There's the hook. He gets that, but it was so wide that he diminished some of the power of Gabriel Ruelas. This is really, as from a technique standpoint, one of the poorest performances I've seen Gabriel Ruelas do.
We've seen some other fights that he has started that way and quickly changed it, but to stay on the outside, fire shots from the outside for so long is not good. You get countered, you lose your power, and your balance.
And here's the irony. That's not to say he might not knock Azumah Nelson out sometime in this fight.
With a bomb.
He might land a bomb and knock him out. It still isn't a technical success, but he's getting a good round here against Nelson. And I guess maybe when you're 37 and you've been off for 18 months, you'll be susceptible to this.
Ruelas really getting through on him here. Now Nelson decides to gamble with him and fire some big shots.
Nelson's punches are losing a little bit of their steam, I believe, but look at the roundhouse rights by Ruelas. He is capable of so much more on the inside if he would work properly.
Well, we don't usually see him this awkward for this long.
Oscar, are you surprised that Ruelas is... Oh, wow, there he goes! Down from a shot from Azumah Nelson. He's hurt. I don't know if he can continue. There are only 6 seconds left. Can he weather the storm? He is almost out on his feet.
Well, let's take a look here. The shot to the body on top of the head. Ruelas is down. The shot on the top of the head seemed to do a lot of the damage there. Rib shot hurt, then right by the temple got him. And then there's one more after he's down.
Which, by the way, Nelson could have been penalized for.
And that count was very close to the 10. Ruelas barely getting there. And that's why you hate Joe Gruesome.
Rafael Ruelas, the brother of Gabe, once stayed down too long and lost the fight as a result of it while he was looking at Joe Gruesome.
I'm not sure Ruelas beat 10 here.
He is getting nailed with big shots by Azumah Nelson. I'm going to say something here that I regret saying. Could there be a certain feeling in Gabe Ruelas coming off the Jimmy Garcia fight, the tragedy of Garcia dying afterwards? Could there be something in him that's making it difficult for him to compete? I don't know.
You have to be inside his head.
I know that's it's a lot of speculation, but even his resignation while on the canvas, which we heard Joe Gruesome being very animated about. And by the way, there is a time in a corner where you should be that way, and that was one of the times. Right now, Azumah Nelson is just taking him apart.
This could end quickly.
It doesn't look like Gabriel Ruelas really wants to fight on it. It really doesn't. He just does not. Gabriel Ruelas doesn't seem like he wants this right now.
He's very close to losing it all here. That's it.
It's over. Rage by Joe Gruesome, but I'll tell you what, that young man may not have wanted to continue. There's a lot of emotion in Abraham.
You're not seeing anybody Ruelas here. It's by his corners.
And Azumah Nelson marching around the ring with a lot of emotion as well. Well, it's a disappointing scenario for Gabriel Ruelas and his people, but this man, Azumah Nelson, at the age of 37, who was so confident, wasn't he, during the course of the week, did get the job done.
He was loose. He was doing everything. Azumah Nelson had a good feeling about this fight beforehand, maintained the looseness, made Gabriel Ruelas pay early, and just kept on him.
Oscar De La Hoya, there was, it seemed, a confusion by Gabriel Ruelas, even from the beginning of this fight. Didn't seem to know how to fight this fight. Fought on a lot of emotion to try and knock Nelson out. That didn't work, and once it didn't work, what was left for him?
It was very difficult for Gabriel Ruelas to fight this fight tonight because of what happened in the past. But Azumah Nelson showed that he's still a good warrior. He's still the professor, and he came out victorious tonight. Unfortunately, Gabriel Ruelas lost. I believe he did give up in the round prior to that because he did receive a good eye shot from Azumah Nelson, and that hurt him for the later rounds.
And then one more punch when he was down didn't help matters either. And as they celebrate, Azumah Nelson, let us not lose track. See Gabriel Ruelas with his trainer Joe Gruesome. It is surely disappointing for him as he loses his WBC Super Featherweight title. Let us not lose sight of what Oscar De La Hoya pointed out, that for Azumah Nelson, who wins the title for the third time a world title at the age of 37, it is a remarkable, remarkable achievement. My Michael Buffer has the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Marty Denkin calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 20 seconds of round number 5. The winner, winning his 4th world title, and once again, the WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, the Professor Azumah Nelson.
And so it is official. Azumah Nelson, at the age of 37, has recaptured the WBC Super Featherweight title for the 2nd time. He defeats Gabriel Ruelas. For Gabriel Ruelas, who even in winning his last fight had to deal with tragedy, now has to deal with the disappointment of losing his title. A difficult moment for him, but in his defeat, there is joy for Azumah Nelson, who performed in a way that maybe a lot of people didn't think he could at the age of 37. After an 18-month layoff, he got the job done, took away this man's WBC Super Featherweight title. Here in the outdoor arena at Fantasy Springs, there's silence. Most of these fans, of course, Ruelas fans, and they are stunned by what has occurred. And we take a look at what did, in fact, take place at the end of that fight. It was a body shot that really got Ruelas. He had been down already in this fight. And here was Nelson on the inside. This is where the fight was stopped. This is not where he was knocked down, but where he was stopped. You see the protest of Joe Goosen. Now, the reason perhaps his protest came was because it looked at that moment like not a lot of punches were landing. But in defense of Marty Denkin, let me say, not much was coming from Gabriel Ruelas throughout the last 40 seconds before Nelson went after him. Not a huge protest by Ruelas. He looks a little shocked, but of course, there is a big protest from the corner of Gabriel Ruelas in the form of Joe Goosen, his trainer. In any case, they exalt in victory in Azumah Nelson's corner. Dave Bontempo is up there. Let's go to him right now.
Okay, thanks, Al. Azumah, are you surprised that you were able to do this apparently so easily?
No, I mean, I came to do it. I mean, I know I'm going to take him out. This is not a match. I'm looking for the lightweight title. I'm just here now to make a record. That's all. I mean, I know before, from the beginning, I know this is not a match.
What was the key to the fight for you?
But what?
What was the key to the fight? What was the big difference, do you think?
After the first fight,
between the first and second fights, what was different?
The first fight, I wasn't myself, and if I tell somebody I wasn't myself, he'll say, oh, because I didn't do well, you know. So I have to prove it here that the first fight, I'm not myself, and this time I'm ready.
And you were very loose before this fight too. You sensed it.
Yes, sir. I mean, I trained so much for this fight, and I know that I'm coming to take the title back. I told Ghanaians that I'm going to give them a Christmas bonus, and I have to fulfill my promise. I mean, he's a good guy, he's a good boxer, and he's lucky.